The Cuban Missile Crisis is a clear representation of the possibility of a direct conflict between the US and the Soviet Union. It also shows how the conflict between the countries escalated to such an extent that nuclear war could happen. The source we analyze explains how Cuba seeked help from the Soviet Union in order to deter any more invasion attempts from the US. The Soviets agreed to help Cuba with the sole condition of being allowed to place nuclear missiles in the country. This was done to counteract the missiles the US had placed in Italy and Turkey. After the US discovered the missiles in Cuba, President Kennedy sent a letter to the President of the Soviet Union demanding that they dismantle the missiles in Cuba. Since the Soviet Union denied the existence of the missiles, the US implemented a blockade on Cuba, not permitting the entry of the nuclear missiles. The Soviets saw this as an act of aggression and demanded that the US disband the blockade. This conflict was the closest the world got to a nuclear war. In order to avoid this problem from developing, the Attorney General Robert Kennedy and the Soviet Ambassador Anatoly Dobrynin met in secret. After their negotiation, the result was a proposal in which the US would remove the missiles in Turkey and Italy, promise not to invade Cuba, while the Soviets would also remove the missiles in Cuba. The source represents perfectly the military dynamic of the Cold War, since it represents the tension caused by the possibility of the use of nuclear weapons between the US and the Soviets, and how this conflict led to more direct communication between the two nations. As we can see from this conflict, human politics are extremely fragile, while they can cause devastating results.